Hey, this is Charlotte with photohacklovers.com. What time is it? It's photo hacking time, my creatives. And today we're going to be talking how to integrate Shopify Lite with WordPress. This is a highly requested tutorial. I actually went online before I created my shop, as you can see here. There were no tutorials on how to set up Shopify with WordPress. There's no videos on how to integrate the two of them. Let's say that you don't want a Shopify site. I don't want to use one of their ugly templates. I don't want to have to pay $200 or $300 for another template. Let's say that you already have a website built and you want to use Shopify because you don't want to use PayPal. You want to create more profit. I believe that PayPal Pro is like $30 a month. Shopify Lite is only $9, okay? And it literally pays for itself. Like today alone, let's see, what time is it? Let me see here. It is 9:59 a.m. and I've already made $24. So it pays for itself. So obviously. So let me get into it. So I'm using you're going to have to use a WordPress theme that works well with Shopify Lite. Not all themes are created equal. I'm going to recommend the theme that I'm using, which is Avada, because it has so much stuff in it that is so useful. I can't even where to begin. There's like so many things that are good about Avada. It is my favorite theme. And I'm going to provide a link below on where I got it from. And today I'm going to show you how to set it up the way that I have it. I'm also going to show you how to set up the links for Shopify to do the digital downloads. It's very simple. It's very easy. So let's get started. So I'm going to just basically show you an example of how this is laid out. This is one of my newest products. It's the 50 silver Photoshop patterns. And let's just say someone's just, cruising along on my website and they see this. They're going to click on this link here and it's going to take them to a second page. Now, mostly all shops have a second page. Like if you ever click on something like at Walmart, you usually, or like on another website, you usually click on the item and then it takes you to another page with more descriptions and more pictures. And also it's very good for SEO because the more people click deeper into your site, the way that Google I'm sorry, I can't talk here. The way that Google's algorithms works is the more that people go deeper into your site, the higher you'll rank with Google. So by having this page on the front that takes you to another page, you're doing some really good deep linking, internal linking, or whatever you want to call it. So here you got some pictures, and right now, if you're having a hard time getting ranked for the keyword of 50 silver Photoshop patterns, you can get ranked in images because not a lot of people optimize for images. So usually I will rank pretty high for image search results because I do my SEO very well on my images. So you want to have at least 5 images here so you can show a good example of your products. Okay, so if you click here, it will pop up and you can see the details, which helps sell the items really well. And then here is the download link. After they've seen pretty much, they get to look at the items in full detail. And it has an examples of what it is and, a lot of good description for SEO purposes. Primarily, good pictures and quality images so people know this is a really good quality product. They will download it. Also up here in the corner, and I'm not sure if you can see it because I'm only recording the bottom half of the screen, but at the very top of my website, if you go to photohacklovers.com, there's a lock in the corner because my site is also SSL. Okay? Now, if you host with the same people that I host with, it's going to be better for you because with my host, the SSL certificate comes with it, and also Cloudflare, which is a CDN that comes with it, and usually that stuff costs a lot more money extra. And I get all this stuff packed. This is why I host with SiteGround, because you get so many amazing things, and they have the best technical support ever. And my site works very fast, and it's very functional. And believe me, I've tried pretty much every host that's out there. SiteGround is by far the creme de la creme of hosting. So if you're going to be doing this, I would definitely suggest using SiteGround. If you use the link in the description below, you get a discount. And also, I'm going to give you the link for the theme that I'm using. There's also a discount for that. And also, for Shopify Lite, you get 2 weeks free if you click the link below. I'm going to put all that in the description so you guys can have that. So when they click here, they press download. I have it set up to go to a separate page. You can also set this up to have like a shopping cart. I didn't like the shopping cart. For me, I didn't have a very high conversion rate for the simple fact that it was a pop-up shopping cart. But I chose not to have the shopping cart. And that's just my personal preference. The customer can choose to pay with Amazon Pay. And I've actually disabled Amazon Pay because I read in the descriptions that there's a higher fees for using Amazon Pay, so I kind of disabled that. So I only use the Shopify for the checkout, so I don't have to pay the higher fees. But you can use Amazon Pay. So if a person has Amazon Pay credit, they can use PayPal too. But just know that if you use Amazon Pay or PayPal or any other third-party app, you're going to have to pay the fees for Shopify and also the fees that come with Amazon Pay or PayPal. That's why I don't use them. I didn't know that at first. That's why it's on here, but it's disabled. So with that being said, they come here, they put in their information, they can create an account. Creating an account allows them to download their products at any time. So that's good. And so this is called a grid format. If you have seen Creative Market, Etsy, any site that sells digital downloads, the Graphic Burger, this particular format works well. It is a very simple site. You do not want, I personally feel that those big sites that are larger than life, they burn my eyes. I do not like them. I will not shop on sites like that. So a lot of users also feel the same way. I don't know who decided that big, ugly websites were attractive and visually pleasing, but I wish people would stop with that, especially those big ass sliders. But I digress. As you can see, I don't have any of that on my website. First of all, you want to have your site as light as possible for SEO purposes, and also to make it easier for customers to find things. As you can see, there is a little search engine here. Actually, that's the zoom, but if the person clicks on here, it goes to the second page. They can search for whatever they want if they're not finding what they need. It's very simple and to the point, and that's how you want your site to be. So with that being said, I'm going to show you how I set this grid up with the Avada theme. And so let's get to it. So how you set the grid up is you're going to go under your theme options and go under blog, and you're going to give the blog a title, which is going to appear on the little bar. I'll go back and show you that in a minute. It's going to be like the first thing that you see above your grid. And you're going to select grid layout. You're going to set it to right, and the blog archive category layout grid, set it to pagination, 3 columns, expert, and click all of these check marks here. I'm just going to scroll down so you can see exactly what I have checked on here. And you may have to pause the video to make sure that you have it set up exactly as so. And this will give you an exact grid layout. Now, the other most important thing, and I'm going to hop into Photoshop for this part. Okay, so the image size. It's very important that all the image sizes are the same size for every single post. And the image size that I'm using is 16.111 and the height is 10.722. And the reason for that is because I also sell items on Creative Market, and that is the standard size used for the example photos. That's the best size category for it to show up really nice and crisp. Once you've created the image, you're going to upload it here, and you're going to set the featured image. Now, these items in here don't have to be the same size, but the reason why this featured image has to be the same size on all your blog posts, it has to be the exact same image, because if you have a different size image for your featured image, the grid will be uneven. And let me go back to the website so I can show you what I mean. Okay, do you see how all of these are equally even across the board? Okay, so that's because all of these images are the same exact size, the featured images. How you get these images to show up on the front of the blog like this, these are all the featured images. So when you set the featured image, this is what's going to show up as, like in here in the search results. And the other important thing is your title. Your title, if your title is longer than the other ones, it's going to mess up your grid too. So I've make sure that my titles are no longer than 2 lines. So you see they're all 2 lines, because if one of them was 3 lines, then the height and the width would be off level and it would look unlevel. It would look funny. So if you want to make it even, you're going to have to make sure all the featured images are the same size, and all of the titles are only 2 in length long. And you can check that when you're doing your post. You can do like a preview. Let me show you that. Okay, so this one's already published, but if you just click preview changes, instead of publishing it, it will just preview the change. So let me just maximize this window here. So I can just like go through this with you guys so you can understand how to do it. I'm gonna just create a new post. So I'm gonna go to add new. So I have a new product on the Creative Market that I have not yet uploaded to my website, which I usually do first, but I wanted to save this so I could show you guys in the tutorial. So I was going to copy this and paste it here. Okay. And then what I do is I'm using, what is it, this SEO? Yoast SEO. I usually do my SEO right away because if not, sometimes I forget. Just put the title, you put the slug, and you always want to put the very first thing in your meta description, which is your title. Try to use it as much as possible, and then also your keyword, your focus keyword. Well, and then there is meta keywords. I don't think Google is using meta keywords anymore, but it doesn't hurt to put them. And I'm just going to put a comma right there. So that's how I set it up. And I've already written my description. So I'm going to put the description here. And I've misspelled that word on purpose because a lot of people misspell that word and it's going to show up in the search results. So this is going to be 12 by 12 digital papers. And now we're going to add tags. So, and I've already created my tags, so I'm just going to copy and paste them. I found that for some reason the more tags you have, the better you rank. But I don't know, that's just me. I have been having a really good experience with the tags versus the whatever you call it, the meta keywords. Also had better luck with the images as well, as long as you label them well. So now we're going to add the featured image. We're going to set the featured image. You're just going to click upload files. And I'm in my tangerine ombre file. And this is going to be the featured image. So as you can see, I've already created all of my my example files. It really helps when you're selling digital items to have examples of what they could look like on products, as well as very good, like they want to see all the textures that they're getting. I don't know how many times where I've been on the creative market and people are like, well, I need to see all the textures, because sometimes, and it's really annoying. Like I just bought some stuff off the creative market and they have stuff in the example pictures that are even what they're selling, and that makes me so freaking mad. And I just won't ever buy from those sellers again. Luckily with me, the stuff that I put in my example files is exactly what I'm selling. So that's a good thing about me. And it'll just take a second for it to upload. So of course you want to diligently name this file. So something that people would search for. So I'm gonna just put ombre water color. Washes. That's a good keyword. And just set it for all. And set featured image. And there you go, bam. And now I'm going to add the pictures in this post. So I got my first image here, and I'm going to do some things to make it better. So I'm going to put my caption here. It's all going to be the same for SEO purposes. This is really important. If you want the zoom feature, like when you click on the item and it pops up, like I think it's called Lightbox. Oh my gosh. You have to forgive me. Sometimes I forget the technical terms of things. I just know what I know. And so what you're going to do, if you want to have it pop up like a Lightbox, you're going to want to make sure that this is set to media file. Otherwise, it's not going to work. You can click all day, but it's not going to pop up. So you're just going to click update. Okay. And I'm going to save this as a draft, and then I'm going to hit the preview button so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So I just press Control and the preview button to push it into another tab. And it's taking a minute here. Okay, there it goes. And I'm just scrolling here, and then when you click on it, it's popping up. So you can see the full preview. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to go back here. And I'm going to add the rest of the pictures, okay? Okay, so I fast forwarded this a little bit because it's kind of redundant to add all these images. We're pretty much doing the same thing that we did on the first image. So now my post is complete. Now all I have to do is add the download button, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to go into Shopify to add the download button. First, we have to upload our product. If you haven't already, what you need to do is you need to zip your product into a zip file. And if you don't know how to do that, basically you're going to right click, create new folder, press F2 to name the folder, and then you're going to place all of your items into the folder, and then right click again and convert to a zip file. It's that simple. So now I'm going to add my product. And so basically what we're going to do is we're just going to copy and paste everything from here. It's very repetitive job. You're going to add the title and then add the description. So I've already done it on Creative Market. I find that it's very useful to use like a Word doc and save all these files, because you're going to have to do this. If you sell digital items, you sell them on your website, you probably sell them on Hungry JPEG, Etsy, Creative Market. There's a zillion different places that you can sell them, and you're literally going to be copying and pasting this stuff to get it out there, because the more places you have your product for sale, the more money you're going to make. So, and digital sales is so hot right now. I can't even stress how hot it is right now. And it beats working a 9 to 5. You just make money in your sleep. You don't have to deal with shipping or anything. You just upload the product and then you generate an income. So we're going to copy this and we're going to go over to Shopify and we're going to paste it. And now we're going to upload the images. And because I don't want you guys to see what's on my desktop because it's a mess, I'm going to pause the video and just upload the pictures quickly. And if you want to arrange them, you just drag and drop to arrange them. It's very simple. So I want this one to be first, this one to be second, this one to be third, and I don't think I want that one. Yeah, that's the order. 5 images is good. And I'm going to set this price to $9. And you can do a compare it price. You do 15. And it's going to be product type. It's going to be a digital. Photo Hack Levers is the vendor. If you have multiple, you can have multiple shops. So with this, it doesn't have to be just one site. So that's the beauty of Shopify. You can use one account and you can put buttons like literally on hundreds of sites if you wanted to. And there we go. And tags. Now, this is the shitty part about Shopify. One of the things that I don't like, you can't copy and paste the link, like the tags, like other sites. You have to sit here and literally like type out each one, which kind of sucks. So I'm going to do that really quickly. I'm going to pause the video and I'll be right back. You know what? They fixed that flaw because I was able to copy and paste. So that is cool. Okay, so it looks like everything, there's no shipping on this product. It's a digital product. Okay, so it looks like everything is good. You want to double check everything. to make sure that you didn't mess anything up. Like I said, we misspelled that word on purpose. I have a plugin called Grammarly that I use with Chrome. So that's helpful when you're spelling stuff. You don't want to misspell stuff because that takes away from your credibility. But of course, I've misspelled this word on purpose because of search reasons, so I'm taking a little gamble there. And if you look on Creative Market, there's a lot of people who spell watercolor like that. I don't know if that's like a foreign thing, because I noticed like a lot of the Aussies and the English people spell it like that too. So I don't know if it's spelled differently with them or something. Okay, so we're going to save this product. And it's going to give you the green light. It's created successfully. Okay, so now you're going to go to more actions and add digital attachment. Now, before you do that, I also want to remind you that you would actually need the app. And these are all the apps that I have. And it's an app called Digital Downloads. In order to get the apps, you have to go to the App Store. App Store. Oh, as the big button right in front of my face. Visit the Shopify App Store, and you're just going to click Digital Downloads. So, go back to products. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my product, and we're going to go ahead and add digital attachment. And you're just going to click upload file and upload your file. Now the beauty of Shopify is that if you want to make the item free, you can make the item free and people can download that too. If you want to sell your item, you can sell your item. But the thing I love about it, there's no limit to how much you can upload at this point. So that's a really good plus, because Creative Market limits you on how much you can upload. My website limits me on how much I can upload, which is why I'm using an external site like Shopify. And it pays for itself, because I have to pay. I got an external storage from Mediafire when it was on sale for like before they started raising all the prices on storage. I get mine for like $30 annually for 2 terabytes, and people pay $9.99 a month, or like an extreme amount of money for storage space. But the beauty of this is that you can store your files here, and you don't have to pay for an external storage. Because if your file is too large, like say for instance, if you sell on Etsy, they only let you upload 20 MB, which isn't even, I've tried uploading, I don't even think there's anything that's 20 MB that you can upload. I mean, literally, Etsy is horrible for digital downloads, because you have to have something, you have to have an external storage in order to store the files. And that costs money, and they don't really yield you a whole lot of traffic. So setting up your own store is it's the smartest thing that you could possibly do. Because if you use Pinterest, and I don't understand why people don't use Pinterest. I'm going to tell you right now, 56% of my traffic comes from Pinterest. The other 20% comes from Facebook. And then I also get a good chunk of traffic from DeviantArt. But the traffic from DeviantArt has declined, because DeviantArt has become a haven for, it's not what it used to be. People used to post a lot of free stuff on there, and it used to be a really good site, and now it's just a haven for hot linkers. Like people literally just either hot linking or stealing stuff off of DeviantArt and then posting it as their own. So a lot of the people who used to be on DeviantArt aren't on there anymore. So there's not a whole lot of traffic. DeviantArt has gone down. Like someone needs to create a new site and like for someone needs to create something better than DeviantArt. And also the search results and stuff like that, people are just like doing stuff and posting in the wrong categories deliberately so they can rank higher. It's just become a cesspool. So I've actually stopped using DeviantArt as much, and they've also changed a lot of things on DeviantArt, and so it's made it more difficult to use. When you bought stuff on DeviantArt, you used to have a shelf that you could see everything that you bought, and they changed that. So you no longer have that shelf, and I don't know, it's just garbage now. I don't really like it that much. So I get most of my stuff off of Creative Market. I spend a lot of time on Creative Market. And also they give you stuff free every week. Like if you log in every Monday, they give you like 3 free goods. So I'm also going to provide a link to Creative Market in the description so you can get your free goods too. Also, another tip, and I know this is a little bit off subject, but if you're having a hard time getting on Creative Market, if you're a designer, if you have an Etsy shop, they automatically take Etsy users. And I think it's because they want to steal all of Etsy's customers. Because Etsy's not really doing a good job of being the, catering to digital downloads. It's a huge market right now. So I digress. So let's go ahead and upload our file here. So I started to upload it. I have a really good internet bandwidth. I have 100 megabytes per second, so this should only take a few minutes. But I'm going to pause the video just out of sheer respect for you guys. I don't want to sit here and make you wait. Okay, so once it's done, there's not a link here. So sometimes this will confuse people. That's not where it is. So what you're going to do now is once it's successfully uploaded, it's going to say success. You're going to go to the buy button. Okay. Now there's 2 ways that you can do this. Actually there's 3. I don't know how to do this yet. I'm waiting for someone to either provide a tutorial or something like that. I don't know what this is. I think this is more advanced for developers. But I'll show you how I do it, how I create my buttons. So if you wanted to create a shopping cart, you're going to select this one up top. Okay? And you're going to find your product. There's my product. And this will create a shopping cart. You can change all the settings here. And this will just basically have this thing in the side of your website, and it's a pop-up. But I don't really like the way that is, and I've told Shopify that they need to change that. They need to make it like, and instead of when they click on the button to go to a pop-up, that it goes to like a page that you can create on a website, like where a button where it says my cart at the very top. And they said they were looking into this, but for now I found a workaround. So go back to buy button. Let's just say you wanted the link. Let me go back. Instead of, if you want a shopping cart, you collect this one. That's going to give you an ugly pop-up. I don't like pop-ups. Customers don't like pop-ups. So if you just want the button without the pop-up and it just goes to the page like the one I showed you, you're going to select this one on the bottom. And you're going to go and select that product. Now you're going to have the link, okay? But you're only going to select the link up until the question mark. That's your cutoff, okay? You're going to copy that. And then you're going to go back to your website, edit post. You're going to click the bottom here, okay? Make sure you have your little selection at the very bottom. And you're going to click this little button here. It looks like some kind of like weird emblem, okay? You're going to choose a short code. Mine's going to be button. You're going to put the URL here, okay? And flat. And you can choose whatever you want. This is how I have mine set up. I have mine set up the same on all of it. It's very important to be consistent. And this says download. I found that download converts better than buy. Plus, when people click on the link, you still have that information. So you want to see how many people are clicking on the link, how it's converting. And I just choose this little icon here. And then insert short code. Okay, and then we're done. So now we're going to publish this, and then we're going to preview it. Oh, I forgot to put see, that's why I do my SEO first. I got to go back in and finish my SEO too. So I'm going to click on that so I can see it. So there's my featured image. There's my example pictures. And they pop up. So you can see a large preview. And then there's my download button. You can click on it. And then it goes to the page. And they just fill out their information and whatever. And they pay for it. Now, if your site is SSL certified, it has a lock in the corner, you're going to get more sales. I just can't stress enough. I use SiteGround. If you want to use the same people I host with, I'm going to put a link down in the description because you will get a discount. I strongly recommend using SiteGround. Your site's going to be fast. You're going to have the Cloudflare that comes with it. It comes with a free SSL certificate. You can host as many domains as you want. It's amazing. There's so many things that you get with it. And not only that, they have the best technical support. I literally can create a ticket and it's answered within 2 minutes. They actually transferred my site for me. They do all kinds of things for me. They're a really, really great company. It's definitely worth the money. You know, they do have some limits on things that you can upload, but I am using I'll tell you which one I'm using, the hosting I'm using. Okay, here it is. I'm using the Grow Big. I was using the Go Geek, but you only get 10 more gigs of web space. It's actually a lot cheaper, and I don't really think that they count how many people that visit your website. This is just like a guesstimate but they don't limit you to just 25,000 people visiting your site. You get a lot of features, crazy stuff you get here. And the thing is that they don't even list all of the things on here that you get, which is kind of sad. They should, definitely do a little bit better advertising. Their logo is kind of ugly. I almost didn't buy from them because their branding is so ugly and atrocious, and I was like, dude, like, if their branding is ugly, if they can't even like make a nice logo, what makes me think that they can do hosting? But dude, they do hosting and they do it well. Besides the fact that they have a horrendous logo. I don't even know what the hell that thing is. I guess it's supposed to be an eye. I don't know. I absolutely hate their logo. It bothers me. It's super ugly. Even the font, it just drives me nuts. But anyways, I just wanted to mention that you're going to have a really fast website if you use them. They're the best host. I've used everything from Fat Cow, HostGator, One-on-One, all of them shared hosting sites. They suck. They're really bad. They're really slow, and you pay a lot of money and you get nothing in return. So I like the fact that everything is all in one. I don't have to set up an SSL. I don't have to pay for extra SSL. Oh, and another thing I wanted to mention is that sites, I heard that Google, they're going to be doing the new algorithms, and sites that don't have the SSL certificate, they're not going to be listing them. They're going to be doing some changes on that. So I would definitely recommend, even if you don't have a store, to get SSL certified, because they're not even going to list you in the Google search results if you don't have it. So that's definitely a major plus with them. Plus you get so much more stuff. I can't even go into it. It's too much. It's way too much. But just know that I wouldn't say that they were good if they weren't good. Obviously, I've been using them for several years, so that's what's up. So I've gone back to the front page, and as you can see, it's now listed here in the front. So one thing I want to mention to you, whatever you do, don't do sticky post, because if you do sticky post, it's going to mess up. It's going to mess up this whole thing. Do not ever check sticky posts. All sticky posts is that sticky post will have certain anything that you have that's sticky will show up in the front results on the front page. But for some reason or another, sticky post makes the alignment mess up in this template. I have no idea why. And it took me a while to figure that out. So I'm giving you these tips free of charge and saving you a hassle. So let me go to all posts so I can explain to you what sticky posts are if you don't know what they are. I'm just going to go to quick edit. This button here, make this post sticky. Never check this button. Never check this button on any of these posts, because if you do, it'll screw up your website. It will not, it will mess it up. And it took me, when something breaks on a website or when something's not right, it takes forever. I mean, forever to figure out. I mean, sometimes I don't sleep for like 2 days trying to figure out how to fix something on my website. I like things neat and organized and perfect. So that's how I do it. And I'm just going to scroll through so you can see the whole thing here. I have on Chrome, I have pop-up blocker on. And so I just zoomed over to Opera because I don't have pop-up blocker on. So you can see all the ads that I have here down at the bottom. I advertise Adobe, Photoshop, Adobe products. I use Adobe products. And I advertise for Shopify because these are two products that I use and love. And SiteGround. So I only advertise products on my website that I use and recommend. I do not suggest putting a lot of ads on your site if you're selling stuff. Keep it to a minimum. I would say don't have more than 4 or 5 ads on your website. You can also get dinged by Google. I hate those sites where you go and you have to click and click and click because they're trying to get click-throughs, and it sucks up your bandwidth, and it just takes forever to get from page to page because they have all these ads and pop-ups in your face. It's really annoying. Usually when I come across sites like that, I just close them out and never go back to them again. And that's why I have pop-up on my Chrome, because I hate that, and a lot of customers hate that. So if you're going to set this up, kind of try to set it up the way that I have it set up to make it easy and simple. There's a reason why Google has a lot of traffic, because it's plain simple. It's stupid simple. I always tell people it's stupid simple because however, you may be a very intelligent web designer. A lot of customers, they may not be as smart as you think they are. So I like to design my website as sometimes I will ask my 5-year-old, to use it, or ask my kid. And if they can navigate through it easily, then I know that I've done my job. So anyways, I digress. So I hope you guys like this tutorial on how to monetize, with Shopify and integrate that with WordPress. I hope that helps. And you've gotten something out of this. So thank you so much for watching. You guys have a wonderful day.